There's no doubt that the Snowden revelations and the NSA issues have heightened consumers' awareness of data privacy overall. I think that the two areas have been conflated. Consumers really can't be expected to know the difference between the kind of data that we collect and how we use it. And as you know, it's browsing data, it's benign, we don't collect personally identifiable information in the interest-based advertising level. But consumers don't understand that, and so I think it really has made people more concerned and much more edgy about privacy. And I think it's also enhanced the press reports about privacy. So there's much more being written about it, and it's generally not good for our industry. I think a lot of this is communication and education, and I think we have to do this in the long haul. It really is something that this is not going to happen overnight, because a lot of the press reports have been negative. I think that they've been confusing consumers because, as I say, they confuse what's happening at a government level and what's happening at a personal data level with the kind of browsing behavior data that we collect. But there was a really interesting, I think, first step reach out from Washington. John Podesta, who's the ex-Clinton administration chief of staff, has been tasked with finding out how data is used in our business and in business overall and how it's secured. And he invited the advertising business to come and talk to him a little bit about how advertising collects and uses data. So last Thursday we went, a number of us, about 20 of us from the industry, the associations and a couple of data companies and GroupM were invited to the White House. We were, John Podesta has quite a reputation of being a tough guy, and we weren't sure really where it was going to go. But it was an incredibly positive meeting. Had a very informed start, about 10 people at that meeting, very senior people there who really understood data. John Podesta was there for the full duration of the meeting. In fact, the meeting was meant to be an hour. It went to an hour and a half, and John was there the whole time. There was no inquisition, no accusations, really. I got the sense that they were really listening. And we had an opportunity of talking about not only how we're collecting data, how it's being used, but a lot about the self-regulatory program that we have developed, which is all about transparency and choice. Transparency, data is being collected, measure, we're collecting data to measure your browsing behavior, and if you want to opt out, you have the choice to do so. And so that it's kind of predicated around those two major issues, and I think that the Obama administration has lauded the program on a couple of occasions already. And so we had an opportunity of taking them through how self-regulation has helped consumers understand how data is being collected. So we all walked out, all of us, with a really positive kind of sense of, I think that the White House is really trying to listen and understand how data is being collected, and also how it's a joint challenge about how do we communicate and educate consumers about how data is being collected and how they should handle their own data too. Well, firstly, from the White House, they've got to produce within the next sort of 60 to 90 days a report for President Obama about John Podesta's findings. We continue to push self-regulatory the process. One of the very exciting things is the Digital Advertising Alliance, which is the self-regulatory body that runs this, is also reaching out, because the W3C do not track kind of investigation has not succeeded. The DAA and the industry has brought a number of interested parties together to discuss this, and I think you can expect from the industry in the next couple of months a proposed solution on the do not track issue and how we should be managing that.
Well, I mean, I think that when I look at our strategy overall, it's around the digital daily habits, but there's really three core areas that we are working on. It's search, it's mail, it's the digital magazines, and as part of the digital magazines, there's also the video component.